Are you ready to awaken, heal, and align with your highest self? I'm Heather Len, founder of Heart Alchemy Wellness, a spiritual life coach, certified Ayurvedic nutritionist, QHHT practitioner, and 300-hour YTT yoga instructor. I've dedicated my journey to guiding others through deep transformations through shadow work and energetic healing. Through Chakra Wave Tuning and trauma-informed sound therapy, I help you unlock your inner wisdom, balance your energy, and step into your true power. Whether through one-on-one sessions or through our immersive retreats, I'm here to support your path to wholeness. Join me on this journey of self-discovery and healing. It's time to reclaim your power, awaken your heart, and step into the life you were meant to live.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Woo, let's try round 3. 2, 3. I don't know. I think it's round 3. It is, because the first 2 times it was playing some music, and Meta's like, yeah, you don't own the rights to that, so you better get that off your stuff, or we're gonna delete it. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, how is everyone after their long weekend and their holiday and their family time? And let's be real honest. Using a lot of our chi. What is chi? Energy. What kind of chi do we have? We have 2 types of chi as an individual. Every one of us. Doesn't matter. The first type of chi that you have is what you were born with, which is, it's basically called your prenatal chi, right? This is the energy that you were born with. And listen up, we have, on average, 125 years of telomeres. Telomeres are these little wispy things that actually represent the energetic representation of, we'll just call, active life, right? So basically, as we age, these telomeres start to age with us. And that is when the aging process actually begins. And for anyone, and I'm just going to take this because I am getting a little bit older, so I'm just going to take it and run with it. So basically, we have control of that. The things that will start eliminating the vitality of the telomeres in our body is drinking, stressing, not enough sleeping, not dealing with our business, staying in the shadow side too long, letting fear consume and control and dictate our life, poor environment, poor mindset. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So the whole ideal here is that as we're working with this energy, we are working with what's called postnatal energy, right? So if we have 125 years of good life fitness, but everything that we do takes a little piece of that vitality away, right? Based on average, the stressors, environmental issues, the way that the doctors and, the medicine is going, we average to be about 83 for men, and I believe about 79.5 for men. Could it change? I don't know. But as you can see, that's a far cry difference between 125 and 83, right? There's almost 40 years that we're missing of our life. How do we earn those 40 years back? right? Because those 40 years are the ones that I'm fighting for, right? The time from 83 until I'm 125. So basically, I am trying to generate enough postnatal chi or energy to keep the telomeres in my body vital and relevant and stay away from the dis-ease process. I go through a process every day. I remind my body that we are aging at half the speed. So pretty much I tell myself I'm not aging today. And you're like, this bitch is dumb. Guess what? Power of the brain. If I command my wheelhouse to say, we're not aging at the same pace as everyone else, and I, am a firm believer and I cultivate that into my life, and that is my intention, what do you think is going to happen? We're co-creators with Source. We're trying to just say, hey, we got the memo. It's our responsibility to take care of our temple, and we're going to be responsible by doing so by creating postnatal chi on almost a daily basis, because I'm using my prenatal chi just to get up, walk, eat, handle life, anything like that. And yeah, I need to do a massage my arm. And I'll be honest, I've been going through this huge release process since this since the eclipse season. It's been kind of rough. My body's like, yeah, it feels good though. Like, there really is no more. I used to carry a lot of stress in my shoulders and a lot of energy. Because y'all know me, I'm an empath, so I work and stuff like that, and I gotta come home, go back into my own wheelhouse, and start cleaning it out like, hey, that ain't mine, that ain't mine, that ain't mine, that ain't mine, and that ain't mine, because I do. I'm honest. As a light worker, we are not exempt from energy trying to attach to us, take to us, like us, want to be our friends, and we're like, ooh, I see you. I respect you because what I see in you, I see in me. But yeah, I've been, hang on, my bowl's like, my energy is off, see? Let's take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Get ourselves into the present moment. One more time. Let's do that one more time. That feels good. Okay. Try again. Try. It's starting to hum now. And our body is just like our singing bowl. If you didn't realize that my singing bowl was like, nah, you're not in sync to the rhythm. So I had to go in, raise my vibration, get back within my inner self, and then ding. So, all right, let's dive right in. Today we're using Elena Fairchild, the Light Worker Oracle book. And keep in mind, this message is for me and for you, the collective. It's more for you guys, the collective. But I do use my own personal experiences so that you can kind of get an idea of the things that you're going to experience with this type of energy. Let's be honest, there is no energy that is good or bad. There is energy that is there to teach you. There's always a golden gem in the middle of a nasty, dark, void aspect of yourself. Don't be afraid to dive deep to capture that gem. It's kind of like you're going and, I remember as a kid, diving off the high dive in the 12 foot and going down to the bottom. And you get down to the bottom and you start getting a little scared because your ears are popping, getting close to the 12 foot. And you're like, oh, that you're alert, like, oh, you got it, there's some pressure. But if you learn how to kind of just deal with the pressure, and in this case, it's only 12 feet. So you just go a little bit further, your ears will pop, then you are at the bottom. However, when you go back up, you're going to feel that pressure change, okay? And you're going to feel lighter as you come up. So that's kind of how I see things. So, all right, I invite him to divine light. Light to cleanse these cards of any energies that are not of love and not of light. I gotta hurry, my puppy's gotta go. So we're gonna do our oracle, do our qigong. We might do some breath work this morning because I really feel like I need a tune up. We'll see what this says. Oh, see, I had this one yesterday. It's number 25, so look up angel number 25. It says Merkaba spiritual protection. And tell me why the girl is literally sitting the way I am in her little Merkaba energy bubble. And y'all drew like a sweet ass energy chamber because I've been doing the gateway meditations and stuff where you can basically tap in. You gotta be real careful though, because if you're not in the right alignment here and you start manifesting shit instantly, you gotta be careful because you can manifest stuff instantly. Anyway, I'm doing it as a matter of retraining and reprogramming my subconscious mind so that I can create my dream life, so that I can then shit out, duplicate, rinse, repeat, and help you guys do it. But I get to go through the gnarly test phase first, so yeah. All right. Also, I'm going to start hosting at State Farm Park. It's actually Blackhawk Park. Monthly sound bath ceremonies. So if y'all are interested, it's donation only. Basically, it's just here to help the community and the collective. This is not about raising money. The donation is basically just for me, my supplies, paying for basically my singing bowls and everything like that, you know, just recontributing to my wellness center. So this is something that I am not trying to I'm not trying to sit there and you know, it's for the community is what I'm trying to say. Y'all, it's free. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. With donation accepted. I said, okay. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance. To enhance receptivity, it can be helpful to declutter and cleanse your energy field. Did I just not say that? We were just talking about that. I have to do it every day. It says this allows for which is not rightfully yours to be shed. Sometimes this will be included in disowned thoughts and feelings of others. When you release those thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within. Then you can receive more of what is rightfully meant for you, your divine good, in all ways. So it's reminding us to clean house. Just being real. You live in a clutter mess, I guarantee your life is a little upside down. I can tell you that because your girl Virgo is a clean freak. But as soon as I'm like having issues and I'm not feeling good and I'm in my little woe is me moment, everything's a mess. Unorganized, cluttered. If my shit's cluttered, you better ask me what's going on. Because there is something wrong. That is a behavior that is letting someone know I need a little assistance in cleaning up the space, right? And I'll put this out there. Hoarders, what are they holding on to? What is the number one thing that they are afraid to let go of? What are they avoiding? My fucking throat chakra is going ham. It's going like, you know what you avoided? You avoided the truth. My throat's like truth. Yes, you're avoiding the pain, the shadow. And the shadow has got you to where you have built a prison brick by brick by brick, and this mental prison of all these things that you think are going to keep you safe. And when then you think that people are just going to come in and clean their house and they freak out. You can't do that. That's where my shadow work comes into play. You can't do that. They have to be ready, just like an addict. They have to be ready to give it up. I can guide horse to a water, but it's up to him to drink it, right? I mean, what I'm going to do, open up his nose, snout, and be like, okay, let's just pour some water in. We do that forcefully, but at some point, we have to be willing to release some of this baggage. And that process is so traumatizing to the individual. And the sad part is that there are so many signs along the way where God, source, universe was like, hey, let me throw this at you. Hey, go clean that mess up. Hey, go clean the kitchen up. Don't you see that? And they're ignored. Until eventually the prison is basically built in by a bunch of trash that holds all this energy. And that trash and those things is what creates the anxiety. It's supposed to be there to comfort and to keep them, safe. But in reality, it's killing them from the inside out. Okay? Maybe a little harsh reality, but it is the truth. Because if you look at someone that is a hoarder, are they in the right mindset? Are they a whole individual? Is there something lacking out of their life? And it's okay that there is. It is okay, because guess what? We all fall. Some of us just don't have the right tools to get back up and to sit there and to rebuild. That's why we have to sometimes come in and clean house. And sometimes that means let's come in with some trash bags and throw all that shit out and start over. And then you have the person that's in the emotional wheelhouse freaking out because that was their safety. And now they know they have to change. Because guess what? If I don't change, guess what happens again? I build that prison all over again. And guess what? The second time to burn that prison and clean that prison that you built, this time that shit's pristine with some, trash windows and some fucking beer balcony that's left over from days. It's nice. It's built real nice this time to your eclectic flavor, right? Because you vibing and holding on to all that hurt and that pain and all that stench is just commiserating in your little space. It's okay to be a slob. Okay? There's a difference between being busy and being a complete not caring. Some people will just clean and just not, they just don't mess up so they don't have to clean. I've seen those. Okay? Not throwing shame, not throwing judgments. I've been on both sides of the fence. I grew up when I was a kid. This is kind of personal. I'm just gonna be real. Shit, when I was a kid back in the 80s and shit. No, for real. There were 7 of us, and we never fucking had toilet paper. And I remember wiping my ass all the time on towels and socks and just what. Oh, and by the way, I have lots of toilet paper as an adult. We don't fucking go without toilet paper. Just one of those lessons or cringy spots as a kid. But it wasn't we couldn't afford it. It's just we went through it so much. You know what I mean? You have girls on their moon cycles And, you know, that shit is just like gold in a house of 7. 6 females at that. So you know there was never toilet paper. So anyway, it's something like that. You know, that's what that reminds me of. So when I am in my, we'll call it my shadow side, overlooking those things, because that's how I did grow up. You know, I've seen things like that. I've experienced it. I'm not going to come to your house and like, it's a fucking shithole. Even though I might think it, but I cannot say that because I've been there. So anyway, it says, whether experiencing overload to your system is an unusual occurrence for you, or you have the tendency to absorb and process energies, common for healers, psychics, and mediums, artists, and other sensitive people, you will benefit from a spiritual cleansing. Afterwards, you may feel less inclined to connect with particular people or work with on certain ideas, even if they seem very important before the cleanse. This means that you are freeing yourself from others' inputs and discerning the true priorities of your own heart, which is why I only do certain modalities. It's why I don't do Reiki, because I'm still learning to put on my golden gloves. And I really have created my own modality to where I've learned how to cleanse myself properly afterwards. And it has allowed me to not necessarily absorb a lot of the energies, because I'm utilizing tools, and I'm not usually using visualization and that sort of energy work. I'm using my hands to intuitively follow where they need to go, and then bitches are like, oh, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, and then they just go where they flow. Yeah, so, and I've given Reiki twice, and I've gotten so sick. One of them was because I know I use my own energy, even though I did pray, but I didn't have any time to prep. There was a young man literally just smacked by a car on his motorcycle, you know, sitting there in pieces. And second one on scene, just started praying and just, you know, going to work. And the one thing that I learned as a healer is that we don't give a fuck what energy we use it in the time of need. We just use it. And I think I use some of my own energy. I've meditated on it, but the guy just has some fucking raunchy energy. Let me just say it. I mean, when you're in a head-on accident, that is God saying, motherfucker, you better stop. And here's your last chance, because damn it, smacking a truck ain't fucking it, the answer, then I don't know what is, son. So yeah, I got sick and split from that energy. So I learned to not, this lifetime I'm not supposed to be doing so much of the, I'm supposed to learn how to transmute myself. I'm supposed to be teaching others how to transmute their own energy, is what I'm trying to say. I'm here to find answers this time, to solve the problems. You know, Reiki and those modalities are more of getting people ready to climb the hill of where I'm at and where I'm going to start getting people down the hill. So it's a process. Now, totally respect Reiki. I love it. We absolutely need it. It's a wonderful modality to work with. But I'm working more with like sound frequencies and vibrational frequencies and stuff like that. Stop. So anyway, all right. So let's just remember to cleanse ourselves, and remember to be careful when we're working as light workers. Okay, because like I said, you know, I jumped into a scene unknowingly and got myself into a snicker and wound up absorbing some of the energy and actually transmuting it through my own body, which I don't need that. I don't need to learn through that facet anymore. So I'm just gonna be like, no, until I can learn how to utilize my golden gloves in the Reiki sessions, then I'm just still learning. I'll do it on my family. I'll do it on my loved ones. I will, again, more than likely facilitate Reiki on the side of the road when someone's like, ugh! Because that's who I am. And I'm, you know, and if I get sick, that is a part of the divine feminine way, is you give so much because I know that I have the ability to regenerate what I've lost. Now I have to be careful of that saying, because that takes a lot of work, energy, and effort to be able to transmute and alchemize other individuals' energy once they've attached to you. Then you have to go through shadow work. So just be careful. Just be careful, light workers. You know, everyone that's wanting to be all handsy, like I want to go work on people, careful. You know, as your teacher will guide you and teach you how to put your golden gloves on, it is still a state of being. You still have to learn how to tap in and keep them there. Now I've learned through, by, you know, the process that I have created, since it works with different modalities and different ways of thinking, it allows me to move the energy in a different way because I'm using different modalities. It's just different, but it allows me to keep my auric field clean and, you know, and mode to facilitate the healing. Whereas Reiki, I'm just not. And I've went in meditation and I've just been guided that it's a wonderful, beautiful modality. And, you know, I will definitely receive it, but it's not something that I personally am supposed to be working with the collective with, because of something that I'm working on. It has something to do with my hands and keeping my energy on and being able to control, not control, but it's the way I manipulate and move through the process that allows me not to pick up some of the energies that the Reiki sessions were, you know, that I was picking up on. It's just the best way to say it. So, getting a little technical. So, all right, let's do the Qigong. We're going to clap our hands 9 times. We're going to go through this sequence real quick because I got to get my pups to the park. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep in mind there are emotions, expressions, and a lot of your organs that are in your hands. Okay? We're going to go on. Okay, let's do our underarms. If you can, do it like this. It is going to sting. I'm just going to forewarn you. If you do it right, it will sting. And what that's doing is it's releasing the energy from the top half of your heart chamber. Before, I used to not be able to move my arms, move them back, and I had a closed heart. I've been working with my heart space for 2 years, and now I can finally, you know, my thoracic injury is finally healed. And, but if you can't, put your arm up like this. Girls and guys, I was like this before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In fact, this is how I started because I could not lift my arm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is why I'm so keen to teaching this process every day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because this technique saved my life. This technique helps me stay grounded when I don't have time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I don't have time, I do this and it allows all the energy to release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And when you lead a busy corporate life or just a busy, you know, regardless, like if you are a truck driver and you're constantly on your road all the time, or you're a dental assistant and you're constantly seeing clients, you know, this allows all this energy exchange, because that's what we're doing each day. Why do you think when someone comes in the room and the next thing they leave and they're like, ooh, well, they rubbed me the wrong way? That is the energy I'm talking about. Boom, like that. Gotta get rid of it. All right. Much love, much light. You guys have a good day. But yes, you know, spiritual protection. Keep yourself in your own little bubble. If you are wanting to learn different healing modalities, like Reiki, your teacher will teach you how to put your golden gloves on and how to keep them there. It's just not a modality that I'm meant to work with this lifetime for myself personally. It's a beautiful modality, but it is one where you definitely have to learn how to cleanse. What I do, I have to go and release and cleanse, but it's the process itself is completely different. My process is more of an intuitive touch, and theirs is more of an intuitive, energetic catch and release, right? It's the same thing, but it's different. I don't know. I just don't know how to put my golden gloves on like that. I get sick. I absorb people's energy. So I've meditated on that. So anyway, gotta go. Much love, much light. Have a good one.
This is why you need to experience the Holistic Healing for Veterans Retreat, a sanctuary for your mind, body, and soul. On July 12th and 13th in the heart of Loveland, Ohio, Marcus Christolite of Sacred Light and former Marine Sergeant A.J. Lardy invite you to the first ever Holistic Healing for Veterans Retreat. Picture this, 2 days dedicated to you. Dive deep into workshops on trauma healing, sound therapy, shadow work, and so much more. Imagine the tranquility of outdoor camping, the nourishment of plant-based meals, and the power of community healing. This retreat is not just another program. It's a quantum leap towards reclaiming your inner peace. Connect with experts like Heather Lynn from Heart Alchemy Wellness and the intuitive Sam. These practitioners are here to guide you through a transformative experience. Here's the best part, it's affordable. We know how crucial accessible care is. This retreat is designed with you in mind, ensuring that healing is within reach. Ready to embark on this journey? Scan the QR code on the flyer or text Marcus Christolite at 513-238-5580 to secure your spot. Healing, connection, transformation, this is your time. Join us in Loveland, Ohio, and take the first step towards reclaiming your wellness. Remember, you're not just attending a retreat, you're joining a community, a tribe of veterans ready to heal together. So are you ready to heal? We'll see you there.